Have no record, brighter days. Your light is on me, I can say. I have no parts, I have no lies, but I have you, and you have me, honey.
So I just woke up on the first day out here, or I guess after the first night, then the second day, I guess. I meant to film yesterday, but I got here at like, I don't know, 4 when I started the hike, maybe around 5, because I couldn't find the right trailhead, and logistically it was a nightmare just to get here, with the trains, buses, and ferries. So I got here pretty late, and then, like I said, I couldn't find the trailhead, and what I'm trying to do is what's called the long crossing, and the first stage, or I'm doing it in reverse, so the 11th stage, is a little bit tricky to find, but I ended up finding one of the trailheads that's part of the stages, and it takes you around this lake where I'm at right now. So yeah, I meant to film yesterday, but by the time I got settled down, put my tent up and whatnot, the storm actually came in, and it was atrocious. I'm gonna roll the tape right now so you guys can see how bad it was, if the video does it any justice, but it was insane, and I thought my tent was gonna fly away. Okay, so let me show you guys the view of where I camped today, or last night, I guess. So I guess I theoretically haven't even started the hike yet. I mean, this is part of it, but I didn't really make any ground per se, because it's just a loop around this lake. But it's an insanely gorgeous lake, and I camped right above us, just on this little, just above this little lip up here. I don't think you can see my tent. But I'm about to break up camp and then kind of backtrack and find the appropriate trailhead on which I'm supposed to go to, which includes walking back on the streets, which kind of sucks. But there's not too much traffic, which is okay, and a lot of people do that here, just backpacking on the streets and whatnot, because that's kind of how the trail's supposed to work. You're supposed to kind of island hop, and once you get done with one island, then you come back down street level, and you go on the street, and you can either walk to the next little island chain, which usually isn't too bad or too far, or you can hitchhike. So I'm planning on walking most of those bottom parts of those flat parts at the bottom of the mountain, but there are some exceptions where you have to hitchhike, so I'm excited for that, because that'll probably be pretty fun. But I'm definitely going to hang out here for a little bit more and enjoy these views, because it's a really, really gorgeous lake. So yeah.
Summer breaks, winter storms, I don't mind getting on as we're going, living, glad to be. Well, I had at me, honey.
All right, I'm seeing off my friend Wally here. I wanted to document it because we're going separate ways. Wally's going up this way. I'm heading up that way. Wally is of course from none other than from Germany, from Cologne, or as Cologne. I can't pronounce anything these days.
Cologne.
Cologne, as us Americans like to call it, right? Cologne. But I just wanted to say goodbye here to Wally.
I
Yep.
had a great time with Elliot.
Yep. Yeah, so we were hiking together for about 2-3 hours or so, I'd say. And I just wanted to document it because I love meeting all these new people and enjoying these experiences together. But Wally, viel Spaß.
Viel Spaß.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Dankeschön.
Yep.
Dir auch.
Ja, danke
You the
schön.
same.
Dankeschön. All right, tschüss.
Tschüss.
Yesterday, when I reached the summit of my hike, I was so beat, exhausted. I had that like throwing up feeling because I was just completely worn out because I hadn't had any sleep, and it was just really rough day at towards the latter part. Because I already hiked like 500 meters up, and I was coming down the mountain and I didn't know where I was going. I knew I just needed to get off the mountain because I was worn out. And these people saw how like visibly distressed I was. And they asked me where I was going. I was like, I'm not really sure. I might go into Rhina, find a place to stay, camp out. I had no plan really. I just knew I had to get off the mountain. And they were like, hey, we have an extra night in our Airbnb. We're camping up here. Feel free to use it. So that's exactly what I did. I came down and that made me feel so much better. It gave me so much like motivation to get down the mountain and that like confidence I needed to, because I was in bad shape. But after a nice sleep, shower, back at it. I came from that direction over there on the other side of the water. This is the town of Rhina right here. And then this morning, we're walking along the road this whole way, kind of around the town, to get up there to Rheinabringen. Okay, halfway to the top. 800 steps so far. I think there's 1,600 total. That's where we came down, or came up from. You can see it kind of winding all the way down through here, through there. Gorgeous views already. I had to ditch my bag because there's no way I was carrying 35 pounds up here. I took it about 200 steps and I was like, no way, no more. So halfway there, and I already feel like dying. The views are already just insane. I mean, look at that. Wow. Oh my goodness. It's just beautiful. I mean, pictures don't do it justice. I mean, this is just insane. All right, to the top. from my hike about, I don't know, 2 hours ago. I've just been hanging out on this pier here in Rhina. And the craziest thing happened as I was walking back down. I mean, not that crazy, but I think it's pretty crazy. Ran into this couple I met the first night, and those genuine people as well. And that's just like one of the biggest things I've noticed this trip. Like, aside from the views, which are obviously stunning and spectacular and breathtaking and whatever word you want to use, the people are just as equally like amazing. And it doesn't matter if they're like Norwegian or if they come from literally anywhere else, like traveling here. They are all just the most genuine and authentic people that I think I've ever met. And they're all so friendly and just want to help you out as much as they can. And I keep meeting just crazy people with really cool stories from all over the world. And that's just part of what makes this like trip so great. And not just the views, right? Like the people too, which is what's incredible. So anyway, trip update. I'm heading over to, or that direction, to a private little secluded beach. I gotta hike about 2 hours or so too. I'm gonna hang out there, pitch my tent there tonight, and then I'm actually headed back to the mainland of Norway tomorrow. That's when the rain and the storms are supposed to start, and I've been really lucky to have even this much sun over the course of the couple days, 3 or 4 days that I've been here. So I've just been really lucky from what everybody's been telling me. It's usually always raining, so I kind of got perfect timing. So I'll do a little 360 here just to show my surroundings a little bit. There's actually like a insane cruise going on right over here, and they've been ferrying passengers over to Rhina here all morning. But the cruise starts in Lisbon, and I guess it's just working its way around, which is insane. Like, that's an awesome cruise. Anyway, that's where I was this morning, looking down over the city of Rhina here, and I'm headed that direction for the beach in about 30 minutes or so. And then I'll camp there. Then gotta come back to the city of Moskenos, where I take the ferry back to the mainland of Norway in Bodø. And then from there, I think I'm flying to Stockholm to meet my parents for a couple days as well. So rounding off the trip pretty well. Can't complain at all about the weather and whatnot, and really gonna enjoy the last day here and the sun and the beautiful beaches they have as well. So stay tuned.
Run, run, don't trail behind. Keep moving, the beast won't stop till we're dead. All the scrapes on our knees will tell you where we've been, where we have bled. How we played high in the autumn days. Holding our hands till the day is won. Won't stop running till we reach the sun. Chasing all the things that are keeping us young. We won't stop running till we reach the sun.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just wanted to briefly run through kind of like a high-level overview of my trip, because I know there was a lot to take in from that video because it's already 15 minutes. So I'll try to keep this short. I'm recording this for like the 8th time because the other takes for like 10 minutes and that's way too long. So this one's gonna be a lot shorter. Started in Atlanta, left straight from work for Oslo. Had to connect through JFK, however, and that was a disaster. So went all the way from Atlanta, New York to Oslo. And from Oslo, I decided it would be a better idea to take a 16-hour train ride than a 3-hour plane ride to the Lofoten Islands. Don't ask me why. I regret that a lot. There's a train derailment in front of us, so I didn't get on my second train until 2 a.m. and it was just a disaster. Long story short, here are the Lofoten Islands, kind of the top left up here. And what I tried to do was called the long crossing. And it's basically you kind of cross the Lofoten Islands from the south to the north, or vice versa, north to the south. And so I only made it from the town of O here to Rhina, which is pretty pathetic. Whereas the whole trail, it's kind of 11 stages, is from O to a little bit above here in Svolvær, or like I said, vice versa, Svolvær to O. And that was for a couple of reasons. Just A, fatigue, doing all that traveling, literally just 2 whole days of traveling, from planes, trains, and then buses, and already just like walking and hiking. Once I got here, I was just super fatigued, and it was just really rough in terms of like my body and it's like health. But that was like the first reason I cut my trip short. Second reason, the weather was coming in, so it was about to turn really sour, so I didn't really want to do that. And the third reason, I wanted to meet my parents in Stockholm, so it kind of left that kind of passion or that like desire to go back and do the long crossing and do it in its entirety. So I'm excited for that one day. But I left Lofoten Islands, was there for about 4 or 5 days, I think 5 days. And then took a couple planes over to Stockholm to meet my parents. Hung out there for 3 or 4 days, I think 3 days, and then had a whole day and night back in Oslo to kind of explore that city as well. So real quick, I want to run through some of the photos. Start from the beginning here real quick. This picture was taken at 12:06 in the morning. It's me just after running into the Arctic Ocean, under the midnight sun there in the Lofoten Islands, which is a crazy experience. Really fun, really awesome. Here are 2 of the really cool, really genuine people I met, Ola and Rafael. They're from Poland. Really cool people, down to earth, and hopefully see y'all soon in Poland. Here's one of the planes I took. It was super sketchy, but it was a lot of fun. There is a picture of Stockholm, kind of city center there. Really beautiful town, just Scandinavia in general, and those cities are really, really gorgeous. Best food I've ever had. Krippen, if you go to Stockholm, you have to go there. Get the reindeer. Literally the best food I've ever had, and just to die for. Here's a picture of my mom and I in Stockholm. The Nobel Prize committee. The building is right to the right or to the left of me in the picture. So that was pretty cool, and just really cool area in general. And then lastly is a video from Oslo. I was just on top of the Opera House here, taking a video, and I had a whole day here before I flew back to JFK, and then I flew back to Atlanta the next morning, and actually went straight from the airport to work, taking a Zoom call in the lift on the way over. So that was fun. So I kind of rounded out the trip. I left straight from work, and then I came back and went straight into work. So I was fatigued and just worn out from the trip, for sure. But hands down, it was one of the best trips I've ever done. It was just really cool, really pretty, and I would do it all over again if I had the chance. And hopefully I will. I can do the long crossing from start to finish this time. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.